A lot of veterans will believe that if they have other risk factors to their medical condition, that their claim will not work. That's not how medicine works. Risk factors are things that increase the likelihood of developing a condition or is contributing to the worsening of that condition. These can include age, genetics, weight, lifestyle factors, other health and medical conditions. Many veterans assume that if those risk factors are present and communicated in your documents or is known to the VA, that service connection is no longer possible. But that's a very big oversimplification. Most medical conditions are very complex. They have multiple risk factors. They have multiple causes. And that's something we call multifactorial. It means that there's a lot going on to get to where you are and your condition is. And omitting that information can look like you're trying to hide something, which makes that medical opinion less probative. For example, hypertension can be influenced by things, genetics, age, stress, sleep, other medical conditions. And so the question is not whether other risk factors do they exist, because they do. The question is whether a service-connected condition still plays a meaningful role. What level is each of those risk factors for this particular veteran contributing to that hypertension or worsening of that hypertension? The VA is not asking whether there are other contributing factors. They're asking whether it is at least as likely as not that service or a service-connected condition contributed to or worsened that condition. This is where the concept of aggravation becomes extremely important. Remember, aggravation means that a condition may have not been caused by your service or your service-connected condition, but it was worsened beyond its normal progression by that service-connected condition. This is something we see confusion about every day. Causation versus aggravation. So even if there are other risk factors, service may still be part of that overall picture, and you have to weigh out what part, how heavily significant is it? The mistake many veterans make is thinking that it's an all or nothing situation. They think that if service is not the only cause, then it doesn't count. But medicine rarely works that way. The stronger approach is to look at how service fits into that overall big picture of your condition. What risk factors exist, because they're not all the same for every veteran, and how important it is. What's the timeline look like with that? And a well-explained medical opinion can acknowledge other risk factors and still explain why service is a significant contributing factor. So the key here to remember is that risk factors don't automatically rule out service connection. They're an important part of the medical condition, and they need to be addressed and explained. That will make the document, especially if you're getting a nexus letter, a stronger claim, a stronger argument, because you're considering all of those pieces. The real question is whether your medical evidence clearly explains how service still plays a role. That's the important piece, not omission.